It's the dramatic climax of the movie or TV show you have been yearning for eons. And the antagonist finally has our hero cornered in a nail-biting third act. The script has gone to great pains to show just how much stronger the villain is compared to our protagonist. How on earth is the hero going to get out of this seemingly impossible situation? There surely is no way. Unless, inexplicably, the villain picks them up and throws them away? I'm Misdirect, and these are my pet peeves for movies and TV. Number 1. Antagonists throwing protagonists. We've all seen it so many times before, so many times that when it happens again, we just sit back and accept it. The filmmakers can't come up with any more obstacles or plot devices to keep the two characters apart, and the villain, just as they have been threatening to do through the entire story, finally catches up to the hero, getting hold of them usually by the neck. And you think that the only resultant action will involve some sickening sound design using some celery and chicken bones in the Foley booth, with the next shot showing a lifeless body dropping to the ground like a bag of potatoes. Instead, the antagonist shows a previously unseen proclivity for procrastination and throws the hero away. Slightly throws them. Hardly enough to hurt them, certainly not enough to dispatch of them from this mortal coil. Never thrown into a wall full of spikes or into a pit stocked with king cobras. No, they usually throw them onto a floor. A slippery floor. A floor so smooth that the Scottish curling team can be seen in the background practicing. So slick that the hero simply slides to a graceful stop, just in time for the villain to pick them up and throw them again. No learning from one's mistakes in this cinematic universe. Let's aim for the pillow factory next time, shall we? This trope, despite its lending ammunition to armchair wiseacres and YouTubers with a Napoleon complex, leads, unfortunately, to the audience, an audience far too sophisticated these days, more sophisticated than most filmmakers account for, at any rate. It leads to an audience having zero confidence in this enemy posing any threat. Their talons are corked, their bullets replaced with marshmallows. Because the viewers can predict exactly what happens next, because they've witnessed it dozens if not hundreds of times before, the Terminator, Batman's villains, any Bond antagonist's henchmen, they all just pick the hero up and throw them across a slippery floor. The baddie has been frothing at the mouth whilst tirelessly searching for someone who he considers his mortal enemy. The audience has been shown that he can crush the protagonist's head, shoulders, knees and toes, and still have enough strength left over to roll up a frying pan like a paper telescope. Our goodie shouldn't stand a chance. Unfortunately though, we all know what's going to happen. Oh great, now the baddie is telling the goodie why he wants to kill him. You wouldn't have had these issues in my time at the RSC, the Rotherham Shakespeare Company. I know that if the hero is killed off early, there wouldn't be much of a movie or TV series to enjoy. But that is why poor writing and directing are to blame for a trope that most cinema goers would like to see picked up and thrown itself, preferably down a crevasse. In some instances, this kind of thing can be good fun, if done well, but unfortunately, it is used in lieu of decent writing far too often. With each throw, the antagonist becomes a duller threat, very much blunting the intensity of the final act. A scary villain is a ruthless villain. A decisive villain, often intelligent. Any evidence of a high IQ are all left over by the wayside if they can't dispatch their single largest enemy when they are within their grasp. Literally. It all becomes so predictable and laboured. What we are watching has been sanitised. The audience is not going to be sitting on the edge of their seats if the threat of any real damage is dulled down to the cinematic equivalent of a rubber machete. Maybe the future holds an end to this kind of lazy writing. However, somehow, I'm not so sure. This is the first episode of our Tiresome Tropes series, where over the next few years we will be listing every single overused trope in movies and TV. Our next episode is titled Inconsistent Gaps in Chases, so feel free to subscribe to watch that series, or the next episode in our Top 10 series will be released next Friday and is about the Ghostbusters franchise. All the best.